What's going on, Washington fans? Welcome to Taking Command with Josh Taylor here on the YouTube channel. And support for Taking Command with Josh Taylor is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer. That's 20% off your entire cart and free shipping worldwide using my code COMMAND20. You see it at the bottom of the screen over there, and you can also see it on your main screen here. So head over to manscaped.com. Like I said, get 20% off your entire purchase because, guys, we got to keep it clean. And some breaking news out of Ashburn today. I guess you can call it Ashburn breaking news. It's something we kind of expected, and that is number 99, Chase Young, is officially out for at least 4 weeks after being moved to the PUP list. So what does that mean? So we saw the news coming out today with practice and everything going on. Ian Rappaport said Chase Young has been moved to the reserve/PUP list, and that he is probably out more than 4 games. I'm going to talk about that a little bit as well. But he tore his ACL in week 10 last year. So we can't really expect him. Like, I didn't expect him to start week 1. I don't think many fans did. At least they shouldn't have. And I've been saying all along, it's funny, I've been saying on Twitter, I think he'll be out at least 4 weeks because I expected him to go to the PUP list. So this is something I saw coming. Of course, some fans are freaking out, calling him a bust and so on, which is ridiculous. Honestly, like, you can't expect him to come back. Like, not everyone's Adrian Peterson. Like, I know some people come back fast from ACL injuries, but apparently his was much worse. Per Jordan Schultz on Twitter today, the ACL injury was more significant than most because he also fully ruptured his patella, is what he said. Plan is to return week 5 versus the Titans, which, like I said, I just don't really expect him to come back week 5. Matter of fact, under Jordan's tweet, one of a doctor on Twitter that reports on a lot of stuff like dealing with athletic injuries and stuff actually had something really interesting to say. Jesse Morris at Dr. Jesse Morris said, assuming Jordan means a ruptured patellar tendon in addition to the ACL, this is a significant injury, and 12 to 15 months is the hope. So 12 to 15 months. So you're saying week 10 this year coming up. He suffered the injury in mid-November 2021. Any setbacks, and there is a chance he could miss the entire 2022 season. So obviously not what you hope for with your superstar edge. Like I said, week 10 last year is when he went down. What is realistic for Chase Young coming back? For me, the plan can't be when is Chase Young coming back. The plan should be, what do we do without Chase Young? Of course, we have Montez Sweat on the other side, but what does it look like opposite of Montez Sweat? And we got a good preview of who's going to start on the other side. And my guess is that it's James Smith-Williams, the former 7th-round pick out of NC State. They love his speed. They love his strength. We haven't seen a lot of him, and he was a little bit banged up early on in training camp, so I didn't really get to see too much of him in person. But nonetheless, we've still seen some good reps out of him. Some of these younger late-round guys have to step up and really take the most out of his opportunity. And that's what this is about. If you're a backup, if you're a newer draft pick, you're fighting for a roster spot, whatever it is, you have to be ready for every opportunity. So James Smith-Williams, who ran a 4.6 40 at the combine for the draft. It was like 2 or 3 years ago when he got drafted. 6'3", 265 pounds. Like I said, they love his edge speed, just coming off that end there. But one very underrated game to Chase Young is his run stopping from the edge. So many times you see these college guys who just, put their ears back and go after the quarterback. They're so aggressive. They want to get the sacks. They want to get the strips. They want all of that. But sometimes they can be too aggressive, and they let running backs run past them. They let mobile quarterbacks run past them. Sometimes they just overshoot the pocket. There is such thing as being too aggressive. And I saw it sometimes from Chase Young. He was working on, not always just pushing as far as he can on the outside, but he did a great job of really containing the run. As a whole, honestly, our defensive line's pretty dang good against stopping the run. So that's something very underrated. I don't want someone who's just going to go after the quarterback and be too aggressive. That's when Josh Allen slips behind us. That's when Pat Mahomes does what he does. There's a lot of these quarterbacks. I'll even say Jalen Hurts. Some of these mobile quarterbacks are going to be able to get on that edge if you don't have a guy that can not only set the edge, but then get off his blocks and get to the quarterback, but know how to do it. That's what's key. So I think James Smith-Williams is the guy that they're going to look forward to starting right away, right outside of Montez Sweat. Outside of him, who's going to rotate in? Not even just rotating in with James Smith-Williams, but also with Montez Sweat. They actually really like Casey Toohill. I saw some good things out of Casey Toohill in training camp. I saw between him and Daniel Wise, those were two of the guys I really watched. I'm like, man, I think these guys can really have an impact on the defensive line as some of these depth guys. But I think Toohill can have some pretty good reps. Like I said, rotating in, not even just with Smith-Williams, but also with Montez Sweat. Outside of him, of course, we have some of these young late-round guys. Like I said, William Bradley King out of Baylor, who we got. Shaka Toney out of Penn State. Some of these guys, and we saw Shaka Toney against the Chiefs. He has such a great bend. He can even play outside linebacker like for teams like Kansas City or the Steelers, where they have just like a pass rushing outside linebacker, not even like just strictly on the line, but also off the ball. He has a lot of great speed, coverage ability. But for Shaka Toney, like we saw him being able to bend around that line and get to the quarterback against the Chiefs. So he's got to make the most of his opportunities. Once again, I think the coaching staff really likes him. But there's just some young guys who can make the most of this opportunity. I'm not going to harp too much on it, but I could see a big-time rotation going on. We played a lot of 5-2 last year as well. 5 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers. And I think we'll see Sweat. I think we'll see Payne. I think Mathis will be in the middle. John Allen will be next to him. And then I could see Smith-Williams and Toohill right there, maybe even Shaka Toney, some NASCAR packages where it's just get after the quarterback on like third downs and stuff like that. But still, nonetheless, I'm not looking at this defense saying, oh, just wait till we get Chase Young back. You can't think like that, because if there is one setback, he's out for the season. You can't just sit here and say, let's just, try to survive. Let's bend, not break until Chase Young gets back. Act like he's not going to be here this year. And if he comes back, it just makes the defense even better. Don't sit here and say, oh, just wait till Chase comes back. Like, we're going to have some guy filling the hole. I don't think we're going to go out and sign anybody, trade anybody, nothing like that. I think the coaching staff really likes the depth they have. And I think that's why they have, gotten some guys in the late rounds. These are some really good athletic guys. Bradley King, Smith-Williams, Shaka Toney, like I said, some athletic, fast guys that can possibly create some plays on the outside, which we need. We saw against the Chiefs, the pass rush try to get there, but there's just so many missed opportunities. We need someone that can go after the quarterback. And I think the middle of the line is going to do good with Jonathan Allen. He showed that he can get to the quarterback, one of the best interior defensive line at getting at the quarterback. I think Mathis showed that in college. I think it's going to translate well. Dron Payne's still working on it, had his best season last year getting to the quarterback. So we need that outside piece to not let big plays happen behind him in the running game, not let mobile quarterbacks roll out on them, and still get sacks, create pressures, get turnovers. That's what we want to create a big defense that offenses are scared of. Don't worry about what's happening behind you. These plays start in the trenches, and that's why we drafted all these first-round draft picks. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, I just want to do a quick video on Chase Young because he is officially out. We knew something was coming. We just wanted some kind of an update health-wise. He's been talking on training camp saying he feels good and everything, but we knew you shouldn't think that he was going to come back week 1. That is way too fast. Being out week 10 and then coming back week 1, it's just not realistic. But it was much worse than they thought it was, not just his ACL. So there was more to it, and that's why it's been taking so long, hence why he's starting on the PUP. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. See you on the next episode of Here Taking Command with Josh Taylor. Don't forget to head over to manscaped.com and use the promo code COMMAND20. Save 20% off on all these beautiful products to keep you clean. I'll check y'all on the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like what you see. Peace.